What's up, guys? Dane Davis here. Shout out to Boogie Bentley Dauber and the Indie Kid over at Talkin VAWLS Network on YouTube. VAWLS fans, head over to their YouTube channel, Talkin VAWLS Network. Smash that like button and subscribe, baby. Go Big Orange.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Wanted to jump on here, make a quick little video, talk a little bit about the transfer portal. Tennessee did land a player recently, kind of talk about some rumors and where does Tennessee go from here. Feels like it's been forever since I've jumped on here and talked to you guys, but really it's just been a day or two. But we'll get into it. As always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. If you would so kindly press that little thumbs up, it helps the channel, plays the analytics. You guys know the deal by now. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. So if you enjoy the content, make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you click that bell for notifications so you don't miss out when we go live or when we drop new content. Dauber and the Indie Kid covering that basketball program. Some controversial statements from Rick Barnes recently. Indie Kid dropped a video on that. I encourage you to go back and check that out. But they will also be live immediately following the basketball game tonight. But let's jump into it. Like I said, going to kind of buzz through a lot of different topics here, but the first one is this. That's the most recent transfer. VAWLS land UCF transfer, tight end Charlie Browder. Now, I know some of you guys have been asking my opinion on this, asking for a video. Hadn't really done anything. The main reason is Charlie Browder is coming in as a walk-on, and that's kind of going to be the theme of this video is what does that mean for Tennessee? The article goes on to say here, Tennessee has landed the commitment of transfer portal tight end Charlie Browder. Browder announced his decision moments ago on Twitter. There you can see it. I love that, man. I love that. Childhood dream come true. Too many times as Tennessee fans, we have seen pictures of kids wearing Tennessee merchandise, wearing Tennessee swag, and then they end up going somewhere else. You guys know who I'm talking about. I won't go down that road. But Charlie Browder, longtime Tennessee fan, Tennessee kid, coming home to Tennessee. Says the 6'7", 260-pound tight end is a native of Kingsport, Tennessee, and committed to and signed with Alex Golish and Josh Heupel at UCF prior to them coming to Tennessee. His freshman season, Browder only participated in 4 games for the Knights under Gus Malzahn. Browder entered the transfer portal last week. There you can see the tweet that he put out. Thank you, Knight Nation. Pretty much the same thing you always hear. Want to thank the coaches for allowing me to play the game of football in such a wonderful place. Thank you to everyone around the program, including Miss Tara and all the academic support staff, Coach Dawson and the strength staff, and everyone else around the program. Most of all, thank you to my teammates for being supportive and great friends this past year. The people in Orlando are what make UCF such a special place, but after being home, talking with my family, we've decided that it's my best interest to enter the portal with all 4 years of eligibility remaining. Thank you, UCF, for an incredible year. Now, here's where it gets interesting because, again, Browder coming out of high school was a 3-star. He was a pretty good prospect. Held over 30 offers, including Power 5 offers from Michigan State, North Carolina, Maryland, Kentucky, Iowa State, and Georgia Tech. There's some Power 5 offers there. 3-star tight end. When you go and look at who Tennessee has added in the transfer portal thus far, first, we all know the story of Gerald Mincey, offensive tackle. A guy that we hope is going to be able to compete and maybe earn that spot at right tackle. Maybe he's the guy that can replace Cade Mays. Now, he's going to be in a fight. Dane Davis is not going to walk away from that. He's going to compete. But Gerald Mincey added via the transfer portal back in November. Isaiah Nair, obviously the most recent one, big-time playmaker, one of the top wide receivers in the transfer portal, wants to come play in this Josh Heupel offense. But then when you look at the other names, because we keep waiting, Boogie, where's the defense? Where's the linebackers? Where are the guys in the secondary? And yeah, it's frustrating and it's disappointing to this point. And we'll kind of come back to that in just a moment. But Navy Schuler, legacy player, 3-star, left Appalachian State to come back home as a walk-on. Jackson Hanna, 3-star linebacker out of Nebraska. Tennessee kid coming home to walk on at Tennessee. And now we go ahead and we add Charlie Browder, 3-star tight end, local kid, coming back home as a walk-on. Now, what's going on here? What is going on that we've got 3-star players? Number one, that's a great foundation. That is a great foundation for this football program to be adding 3 stars as walk-ons. But is Tennessee doing something here with NIL to get these kids to come home? Or is it more of a they just want to come play for the T? Regardless, when you're able to add guys like Jackson Hanna, guys like Charlie Browder, guys that had Power 5 offers, and they are coming in as a walk-on, that tells me that this program is heading in the right direction. The article goes on to say Browder's relationship with Golish is extensive, as the Vols offensive coordinator and tight ends coach offered him at Iowa State before joining Heupel's staff in Orlando and extending an offer to Browder there. It says he used a red shirt this past fall, so he will have 4 seasons of eligibility remaining. Could be a nice developmental piece for Alex Golish in the coming years. He will join a tight end room featuring Princeton Fant, Julian Nixon, Jacob Warren, and Miles Campbell. So again, Vols add 3-star tight end Charlie Browder as a walk-on. Now let's talk about the future. First of all, when this news came through, when the Charlie Browder news came through, I was kind of like, why is Tennessee adding a tight end? We need defense. It's what we all say. Some of us were saying it about Isaiah Nair, not me. Take that kid all day and every day. That was a primary target for this coaching staff. And there's some interesting things to note with that as well. I saw where Brent Hubbs said, or maybe it was Austin Price over at VolQuest, that Tennessee wasn't interested in Zach Evans. So we can say that that was a loss, that Tennessee lost out. Sounds like they sat down, had a conversation, and decided to move elsewhere. Now, the kid from Wake Forest never had any interest in Tennessee. Never even really started communication. Tennessee was in pursuit there, but the kid wasn't interested. And that seems to be the case ongoing with the names that have come out in the transfer portal thus far. Either Tennessee is interested or the kid's interested and Tennessee says no thanks. But to add a tight end, I was so confused because just recently Tennessee processed out Brody Foley, tight end in the class of 22. 24/7 Sports actually had him rated as a 4-star tight end. Now, we could kind of question that and say, well, they landed the big commitment in the class of 23. Ethan Davis, 4-star tight end, absolute stud. Maybe that's why they processed out Brody Foley. But then enter Charlie Browder. Now you're adding another tight end. Doesn't really seem to add up. But with him being a walk-on, I understand. And I get it. I get it. But Tennessee is going to have to add defense. Why have they not added defense? Very interesting. On the Swain event this week, Jason Swain said, Tennessee has been having back-channel communications with defensive players that are interested but have not yet entered their name into the transfer portal. Now, what does that mean? Why have they not entered their name into the transfer portal? Boogie's going to do a little speculating. May be wrong, may be right. I have no clue. This is just my personal opinion as a fan. There were 2 teams that played a little football game last night. I slept through it, didn't watch it, didn't care anything about it. Hate both teams. Didn't matter who won. But those 2 teams had something to play for. Could there be somebody or a few people on that Georgia team or that Alabama team that could have interest in coming to play at Tennessee? Could that be why they have not entered their name in the portal yet? Or are those players somewhere else? Because I think the round of transfers at this point have ended. We're going to get to the signing day in February. We're probably going to see some names in the portal around that time. Then I would expect to see a whole lot of names in the portal after spring practice. So Tennessee will continue to evaluate. They will continue to have communication. So we'll see what happens. But interesting note from Jason Swain that Tennessee is having conversations with defensive players that just have not entered their name in the portal yet. Now, it's illegal. It's against the rules if the NCAA even has rules at this point. Tennessee coaches cannot contact players that aren't in the portal, but you can go through the back channels. Players can contact players. There are ways to gauge interest. So we will continue to follow it. Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Obviously, we all know Tennessee needs defense, but what are your thoughts on the comments from Jason Swain this week? Also, do you think it's important? Do you think it matters that Tennessee has been able to add 3 walk-ons that are 3 stars? I just think that's worth making note of. But if you have not done so yet, please hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go to bonfire.com/store bonfire.com/talkinballs. Any and all support would be greatly appreciated. Again, that's bonfire.com/store/talkinballs. The link to all that is in the description below. Make sure you tune in tonight live immediately following the basketball game. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.